Let's get your reactions from all those new ministers or ministers with new portfolios. The new Foreign Minister Salman Khurshid said he had a lot of homework to do since he was last MOS in the External Affairs Ministry 20 years ago.
You've also been Minister of State in the Ministry of External Affairs. So is there any change that you wanted to bring about as far as India's foreign policy is concerned, say Indians abroad, anything that you would like to do for Indians abroad or Pakistan, China?
Well, things have changed a lot. We now have a ministry for overseas Indians. And we work, obviously, the Ministry of External Affairs works closely with them because on the ground outside the country, it's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs who have external affairs, who have their personnel. And as you said, I mean, 20 years ago is a long time, and the world has changed a lot in 20 years. And for me to go back to what the world was 20 years ago will be putting the clock back. Let me just get a feel from inside the ministry of what the world looks like today, and then we'll tackle these issues one by one.
So you are now Minister for, of course, Urban Housing and Poverty Alleviation. What would your priorities be?
Well, India is gradually becoming more and more urbanized, and I think the pace of urbanization will even speed up. It is expected that by 2020, many of our states will have more than 50% of their population living in urban areas. Even now, it is 30% in the entire country. So, having such a scenario, we need to see to it that the disparity which exists in these urban areas. In India, if you have to see disparity, you have to go to urban areas where the richest of the rich live and poorest of the poor also live side by side. So here is something about the urban shelter, about poverty alleviation is something which is very important, and it is also given adequate emphasis in the 12th plan also.
Right.
So once I take over, I have some definite plans and we'll take it forward.
Right.
The country's new Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas, Dr. Veerappa Moily, thank you so much for speaking to us. Yeah. You've handled ministries and portfolios like law, power, corporate affairs, but this ministry in particular has always been politically very sensitive and perhaps even volatile.
Yes, it is a problem and it's volatile, but at the same time, sometimes, when you start, finding solutions, go in quest of solutions, perhaps, sometimes the obstacles will melt away. This is what I always find in my administrative experience since last 40 years. So that's why, we need to have a very positive mind, that is why, one of the geologists said, which I quoted at that time, that, it is in the mind of the people that, oil, could be found. And once the oil is found in the mind of the people, then, just physically it is just available. I think country has a great scope to get over that. And, as on today, the demand is raising, and, ultimately this is the energy security will have to be addressed with the multi-pronged attack, and, there is no point in avoiding or delaying the decision. Delay will cost the nation, delay will cost the people, and, delay will definitely cost the common man. And we need to take decisions immediately.
Everyone is saying that this is probably the last cabinet reshuffle before the general elections in 2014. Technically, you have only 1.5 years to make the changes or to improve to do your work at the Railway Ministry. So what is going to be a priority at the moment? Because we know that the ministry has been in the red for some time.
The priority has to be to improve the health of the ministry.
What about the financial?
Both physical and financial health. But if we think of to improve the financial health, is to actually see it has to be a larger exercise. It has not to be just confined only to the increase in fares or freights. That's not what the physical or the financial health would depend upon. We have to look into many aspects to see where we can cut on expenditure, where we can utilize the resources properly, and if necessary, how to really go about the fares also with the larger objective of providing the best services to the people.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.